Have you ever stopped and asked yourself why your life isn't exactly how you want it to be? Why, despite your dreams, your efforts, and your hopes, you still feel stuck, frustrated, or powerless? The answer is simpler than you think, and it's more profound than anything you've been told. Everything in your life begins with one undeniable truth: you are fully responsible for it. Not your circumstances, not your upbringing, not the mistakes of the past, not the people around you. Your life is yours, and only you hold the power to shape it. This realization is not meant to scare you, it is meant to set you free. Imagine waking up every day knowing that no matter what happens, you have the ability to respond, to act, to change, and to create. That sense of control, that sense of ownership, is the most empowering force you will ever feel. Think about how much energy is wasted when you blame others, when you wait for luck, when you expect life to hand you what you deserve. Every excuse, every complaint, every finger pointed outward is a choice to remain powerless. And yet, right this moment, you have the power to flip the switch. You have the power to step off the sidelines of your own life and step fully into the role of the person who makes things happen. Responsibility is not punishment. It is liberation. It is the key that unlocks doors to growth, to achievement, to confidence, and to respect, not just from the world, but from yourself. When you stop blaming, you begin seeing opportunity. When you stop complaining, you begin seeing solutions. When you stop waiting, you begin creating. Owning your life does not mean that everything will be easy. It does not mean you will never fail. But it does mean that every failure becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes a challenge you are equipped to overcome. And every setback becomes fuel for your next step forward. The moment you accept full responsibility, fear loses its grip. Self-doubt becomes irrelevant. Life stops happening to you and starts happening because of you. You become the driver, not the passenger. Think about the life you want, the confidence to chase your goals without hesitation, the freedom to make decisions without guilt, the clarity to focus on what truly matters. That life begins the moment you choose responsibility. It begins when you stop waiting for someone else to fix it, when you stop blaming the world for what's missing, when you stand in front of your reflection and say, "I am in control, I am capable, I am enough." Every small decision, every committed action, every honest acknowledgement of your own power compounds into momentum that no one can take away. This is the foundation for every other lesson you will learn, for every skill you will master, for every dream you will pursue. Responsibility is not a burden, it is the ultimate act of courage and the doorway to freedom. Imagine looking back years from now and realizing that the life you have, the achievements, the strength, the peace, the joy, are all because you took control, because you stopped giving your power away, because you decided to own it all. That is the reward waiting for you. That is the life waiting for you to claim. And it starts right now, with a simple, unstoppable choice to take full responsibility for everything you are and everything you will become. Have you ever realized that time is slipping through your fingers like sand, and no matter how hard you try, it can never be regained? Every hour you waste, every moment you postpone, every opportunity you ignore, is gone forever. The harsh truth is that time does not wait for anyone, and the longer you delay action, the further your dreams drift from your reach. Yet within this reality lies an incredible power, the ability to decide, right now, how you will spend every second of your life. When you understand that time is your most precious resource, everything changes. Suddenly, distractions lose their appeal, excuses feel meaningless, and your focus sharpens like a blade, ready to carve your path forward. The human brain is wired to underestimate time. It convinces you that there will always be tomorrow, that the future holds endless opportunities, and that the clock is on your side. But the truth is that tomorrow is a promise, not a guarantee, and the most successful, fulfilled, and unstoppable people are the ones who understand the urgency of every single moment. Every morning is a blank page, every hour a brushstroke, every choice a foundation for the life you are building. Imagine what you could accomplish if you treated every minute as if it were priceless. Imagine the momentum you would create if you refused to let a single second slip away without purpose. Time is relentless, but it is also impartial. It rewards action, discipline, and consistency. It punishes procrastination, hesitation, and indecision. When you learn to honor your hours, to protect them from mindless distractions, and to invest them wisely, you gain a compounding advantage that no one can take from you. Small, deliberate choices repeated day after day create extraordinary results. The person who spends an hour improving themselves, planning their next move, or mastering a skill gains more than someone who waits for the perfect moment to arrive. That perfect moment never comes. The time is now and the power is yours. Your life is the sum of moments used, not moments dreamed about. Every goal, every ambition, every aspiration hinges on your ability to prioritize what truly matters and to act with urgency. Stop allowing meaningless tasks, social noise, and external pressures to steal your time. Start protecting your hours, valuing your energy, and creating boundaries that serve your higher self. Visualize your life 5 years from now. The habits you form today, the choices you make now, will either elevate you toward the life you desire or bury you in regret. You are building your future with every tick of the clock, whether you consciously choose it or not. Time, when respected, becomes your ally. It gives clarity, momentum, and perspective. It rewards focus and punishes delay. The feeling of progress, the surge of confidence, and the quiet power of knowing you are investing in yourself are unlike anything else. This awareness transforms not only what you do, but who you become. It forces you to confront distractions, to reject excuses, and to demand more from yourself. You begin to see the profound truth that your life is not measured by years, days, or hours. It is measured by how fully you live each one. Every second matters. Every choice matters. Every action matters. The moment you decide to honor your time, to guard it, and to invest it in your growth, your vision becomes clearer, your energy unstoppable, and your life irreversible in its forward momentum. Time does not wait, but when you harness it, you become unstoppable. Your future, your purpose, and your greatness are waiting within the seconds you seize today. Have you ever noticed how the world seems to reward some people effortlessly, while others struggle endlessly, no matter how hard they try? The difference isn't luck, and it isn't talent. It is mindset. The way you think, the beliefs you hold about yourself, and the stories you tell your mind every single day determine the results you achieve and the life you live. Your mindset is the invisible force shaping your reality, dictating whether you rise above challenges or crumble under them. Thought. Every self-judgment, every internal narrative becomes a seed that grows into either success or limitation. You may not see it immediately, but your mind is always creating the world around you. When you cultivate a growth mindset, you begin to see obstacles not as dead ends, but as opportunities to learn, to expand, and to evolve. You stop fearing failure and start embracing it as an essential part of progress. Your mind stops focusing on scarcity, doubt, and limitation, and begins to focus on possibility, potential, and purpose. Psychology proves this. The brain adapts to the patterns you feed it. Feed it doubt, and it becomes weaker, hesitant, and cautious. Feed it courage, curiosity, and belief, and it becomes unstoppable. Your mindset does not just influence your thoughts, it influences your actions, your resilience, your relationships, and ultimately, the trajectory of your entire life. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," you are giving power to fear and shrinking your potential. Every time you shift that thought to "I will, I can learn," or "I am capable," you are reshaping your brain, your confidence, and your reality. Your inner dialogue is your most powerful tool, and mastering it changes everything. Imagine a life where every challenge sparks growth, where every setback fuels determination, and where every opportunity is recognized and seized. That life is possible when you take control of your mindset. The truth is, mindset is the foundation for every other lesson you will apply in life. Responsibility becomes easier to own when your mind believes in your ability to act. Time is spent wisely when your mind recognizes the value of each moment. Fear is faced with courage when your mind understands it is not an enemy. Habits are mastered when your mind aligns with purpose. Gratitude, resilience, and action all flow naturally when your mindset is strong, clear, and empowered. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. If you do not consciously design them, your circumstances will, and often, they will settle for mediocrity. You have the ability to change your mind in an instant. You have the power to reject limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering truths. You can choose to see yourself as capable, worthy, and resilient, even when the world doubts you. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not superhuman. They are human beings who learn to control their minds, to channel their energy into what matters, and to refuse to let fear or doubt dictate their lives. Every thought you nurture, every belief you embrace, every perspective you choose builds the reality you experience. This is not a metaphor. It is a scientific fact backed by decades of research in psychology and neuroscience. Your mindset shapes not just what you do, but who you are, who you become, and what you leave behind. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to take control of your mind, to direct it toward possibility, and to allow it to lead you toward the life you have always dreamed of. The life you deserve begins in the space between your ears, in the choices you make about what to believe, and in the relentless commitment to think with clarity, courage, and conviction. What would happen if you stopped letting fear control your decisions? If you truly understood that fear is not a warning sign, but a signal that growth is waiting on the other side? Fear is the most powerful force holding people back from their potential. It disguises itself as caution, as doubt, as hesitation, as reason to wait, to stay comfortable, to stay safe. But the moment you confront it, the moment you take one deliberate step forward despite the trembling in your chest, you awaken a strength inside yourself that you didn't know existed. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. And once you embrace this truth, nothing can stop you. The human mind is naturally wired to avoid discomfort. Evolution taught us to seek safety over risk, survival over growth. Every time you shy away from fear, your brain reinforces the pattern of limitation, telling you it is safer to remain small, to stay unnoticed, to avoid challenge. But every time you step toward it, even in the smallest way, your brain rewires itself, creating new pathways that make courage easier, confidence stronger, and action natural. The more you face fear, the less it controls you, and the more power you reclaim over your life. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary, not by never feeling fear, but by refusing to let it dictate their destiny. The life you could have if fear no longer had the final say. Imagine speaking up, acting decisively, pursuing your goals, and saying yes to opportunities without hesitation. Every door you have ever imagined opening, every dream you have ever whispered to yourself, is waiting on the other side of fear. Every limitation you have ever believed about yourself exists only because you have allowed fear to define your boundaries. The moment you stop letting fear decide, the boundaries disappear, and the world suddenly feels larger, richer, and full of possibilities. The power of courage is compounded. One act of bravery leads to another. One decision to face fear becomes a habit of facing life head-on. The small victories accumulate, building momentum, reinforcing belief in yourself, and igniting a fire that fear cannot extinguish. This is why the most successful people are not those without fear. They are the ones who consistently do what fear tells them they cannot. Each time you challenge fear, you expand your comfort zone, redefine your limits, and grow into someone capable of achieving the unimaginable. Fear is inevitable. It will always arise when you stretch beyond what is familiar. But inaction is optional. You can choose to pause and let fear win, or you can choose to move forward and claim the life you are capable of living. Courage does not require perfection. It does not demand certainty, it demands action. It demands persistence, it demands that you keep stepping forward, even when your heart races, even when your mind hesitates, even when doubt whispers that you are not ready. Every challenge you face is an invitation to courage. Every fear you confront is a stepping stone to power. Every moment of hesitation you overcome becomes fuel for your confidence, resilience, and growth. The life you want, the freedom, the achievements, the fulfillment, is waiting for you beyond fear. And the only thing standing in your way is the choice to act, right now, despite everything that scares you. Face it. Step forward. Own your courage. Your future depends on it, and it starts with this one decision. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve extraordinary results while others with the same resources, talent, and time fall short? The difference lies in habits. The small, repeated actions you take every single day shape who you are, the life you live, and the legacy you leave behind. Talent alone is not enough. Motivation alone is fleeting. Only disciplined, consistent action creates transformation that lasts. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They determine your health, your wealth, your relationships, your confidence, and your achievements. Every choice you make, no matter how small, either strengthens you or diminishes your potential. Habits are not formed by willpower alone. They are formed by repetition, environment, and identity. Your brain craves efficiency, so it defaults to patterns it recognizes. This means that if your habits are unintentional, your life is being shaped without your conscious control. Every morning you wake up and go through your routines, you are reinforcing either limitation or greatness. The psychology is simple. Repeated actions create neural pathways, and these pathways become automatic responses. Small, consistent efforts create results that compound over time. What may seem insignificant today becomes the foundation of monumental achievement tomorrow. The most powerful habit you can cultivate is consistency in action. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Take the step that scares you. Practice the skill that challenges you. Make the choice that aligns with your goals. This is how extraordinary lives are built, not in bursts of inspiration, but in quiet, relentless persistence. Discipline is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. It is the invisible engine that converts effort into results, that transforms knowledge into mastery, that turns dreams into reality. Your habits also shape your identity. The actions you repeat become who you are in the eyes of your mind. If you wake up every day choosing growth, resilience, and courage, you become someone who embodies those qualities. If you repeatedly give in to fear, procrastination, and excuses, you reinforce a version of yourself that is limited, reactive, and powerless. The key is to take control of the micro-decisions that define your days. Every choice is a vote for the person you want to become. Every action, no matter how small, either moves you closer to the life you desire or further away from it. Consistency compounds in ways most people never notice until years later. Tiny improvements repeated over time create massive results. Mastery is not built in a day. Strength is not built in a single workout. Success is not achieved in one decision. It is built in the quiet, disciplined choices you make when no one is watching. Habits are the silent force that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary, the fulfilled from the frustrated, the unstoppable from the stagnant. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It is control over your life, clarity in your decisions, and power over your future. It allows you to wake up each day knowing you are moving intentionally toward your goals, not drifting aimlessly through time. It empowers you to create momentum that fear, doubt, or obstacles cannot stop. The life you want, the success you envision, and the person you aspire to become are all waiting on the other side of consistent action. Every choice you make today is a building block for tomorrow. Every habit you cultivate either elevates you or diminishes you. You are writing your life with every action, every repetition, every decision. Own it, control it, master it. When you take command of your habits, you take command of your destiny. The life you have always dreamed of is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice, consistency, and relentless discipline. Have you ever stopped to truly appreciate what you already have? Not the fleeting pleasures, the temporary comforts, or the things you take for granted every day, but the people, the opportunities, the very life that surrounds you. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling, it is a profound force that reshapes your brain, rewires your emotions, and transforms your experience of the world. When you focus on scarcity, fear, and what is missing, your mind becomes trapped in negativity, stress, and frustration. When you shift your focus to appreciation, to acknowledgement, to the quiet power of thank you, your mind opens, your energy expands, and your life begins to feel abundant. The psychology behind gratitude is simple but powerful. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude experience higher levels of happiness, stronger relationships, improved health, and greater resilience. Gratitude rewires the brain to notice opportunity rather than obstacle, to seek solution rather than complaint, to recognize growth rather than failure. It is the lens through which you see the world that determines the quality of your life. When you choose to see the gifts, the lessons, and the small miracles in your life, even the darkest moments become manageable, even the hardest challenges become lessons, and even the smallest joys feel monumental. Gratitude is not passive. It is active acknowledgement, conscious attention, and deliberate appreciation. It asks you to pause, to notice, to internalize what is already working in your life. It asks you to step outside the constant chase for more, to recognize that what you have right now is the foundation for everything you will build tomorrow. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to attract more of what you value. Your mind becomes attuned to solutions, your heart becomes open to connection, and your energy becomes magnetic to growth and opportunity. Think about the power of perspective. Two people can experience the same circumstance. One sees loss, frustration, and limitation. The other sees opportunity, growth, and abundance. Gratitude is the difference. It transforms struggle into strength, pain into learning, and ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. It trains your mind to focus on what empowers you rather than what diminishes you. The simple act of acknowledging what you are thankful for shifts your energy, influences your choices, and amplifies your capacity to create. Gratitude also fuels action. When you are grateful for the resources, time, and opportunities you already possess, you are motivated to invest them wisely. You act with purpose, with clarity, with discipline, and with intention. You no longer take life for granted, and every decision becomes an act of respect toward yourself and toward the life you are building. Gratitude transforms ambition from desperation into passion, from pressure into purpose. Your life is overflowing with things to be thankful for, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Your breath, your mind, your ability to choose, your capacity to act, the challenges that teach you resilience, the people who shape your growth, the opportunities waiting for you to seize them. All of it is fuel for a life of impact, fulfillment, and meaning. When you consciously recognize and honor these gifts, you step into a state of power, joy, and unstoppable energy. Every thought of gratitude strengthens your brain, your heart, and your spirit. Every acknowledgement of what is present multiplies your sense of abundance, focus, and purpose. When you practice gratitude, you are not just appreciating life, you are creating a life that is worthy of your dreams. The world responds to what you celebrate, and your energy becomes a magnet for growth, success, and fulfillment. Gratitude is the foundation that amplifies everything else you do, turning ordinary days into extraordinary momentum, and ordinary actions into unstoppable progress. Have you ever noticed how life can knock you down, how challenges appear relentlessly, and how setbacks feel like walls too high to climb? The difference between those who thrive and those who falter is resilience. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you cultivate, strengthen, and wield like a weapon. It is the ability to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward when hope seems distant, and to transform pain into power. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits, but every challenge is an invitation to discover how strong, capable, and unbreakable you truly are. Your brain naturally focuses on negative events, threats, and loss because it is wired for survival. This is why obstacles feel heavier than opportunities, why failures echo louder than successes, and why pain can seem endless. But resilience is the force that rewires perception. It allows you to see setbacks not as endings but as lessons, not as proof of inadequacy, but as evidence of growth. Every struggle you endure, every challenge you overcome, adds layers of strength, endurance, and confidence to your character. Your scars are not signs of weakness, they are proof that you survived, that you endured, that you grew. Resilience is fueled by perspective. When you choose to see obstacles as opportunities, every difficulty becomes a chance to prove to yourself what you are capable of. When you embrace discomfort as a teacher, every hardship becomes a tool for mastery. When you refuse to let failure define you, every mistake becomes a stepping stone toward success. This mindset is not wishful thinking, it is the science of human adaptability. The brain is capable of growth and change in response to challenge, and the person who refuses to give up, who learns, adapts, and persists, will inevitably rise above circumstances that would crush others. Resilience also demands action. It is not passive endurance but active engagement with life's difficulties. It requires choosing to move forward even when fear, doubt, and exhaustion threaten to paralyze you. Every time you take one step, no matter how small, you send a signal to your mind and your body. You are capable, you are strong, and you are committed. Momentum is built one step at a time, courage becomes natural, confidence solidifies, and obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to shrink beneath the weight of your relentless determination. Every life worth living will test you, and every meaningful achievement will require you to push beyond discomfort. Resilience is the bridge between dreams and reality, between desire and achievement, between failure and growth. It is what allows you to rise when the world expects you to remain down, to act when fear tells you to freeze, and to keep pursuing when doubt whispers that it is impossible. Those who master resilience do not wait for perfect conditions. They do not seek guaranteed success. They embrace the struggle, learn from it, and use it to become unstoppable. Your strength is not measured by how often you fall, but by how quickly you rise and how fully you commit to moving forward after each setback. Every challenge is fuel, every failure is instruction, every difficulty is a test of your potential. When you commit to resilience, you no longer fear adversity, you welcome it. You know that life's pressure is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and more capable than you ever imagined. Resilience transforms pain into power, struggle into growth, and setbacks into unstoppable momentum. Your life, your purpose, and your greatness are forged in the moments you refuse to give up, and they are waiting for you to rise. What separates those who dream from those who achieve is action. Knowledge without execution is meaningless. Planning without movement is wasted potential. Every insight you gain, every lesson you learn, every realization you have will never matter unless it is followed by deliberate, consistent action. The mind can imagine endless possibilities, the heart can feel infinite desire, but the body and will must act. Action is the bridge between what is and what could be, between intention and reality, between aspiration and accomplishment. Without it, potential remains locked, dreams remain distant, and greatness remains out of reach. Action requires urgency, decisiveness, and commitment. It demands that you stop waiting for perfect conditions, for ideal timing, for external validation. There will never be a moment that guarantees success, and waiting for it only wastes precious time, energy, and opportunity. The world does not reward the cautious, the hesitant, or the fearful. It rewards those who move, those who step forward despite uncertainty, who embrace discomfort, and who create their own momentum. Every small action compounds. Every deliberate step builds confidence, competence, and momentum that cannot be taken away. Procrastination is the enemy of progress, and hesitation is the thief of potential. Every time you delay, doubt, or wait for permission, you surrender control of your life. The antidote transforms fear into courage, confusion into clarity, and ideas into results. The brain is designed to respond to movement. Every step you take ignites motivation, strengthens resolve, and reinforces belief in yourself. Action is the force that turns vision into reality, dreams into achievements, and plans into tangible results. The psychology of success is clear. People who consistently act, even imperfectly, outpace those who wait for certainty. Momentum grows with every decision made, every risk taken, every step forward, and it becomes unstoppable over time. Inaction is the only true failure. Every attempt, even if flawed, builds experience, resilience, and insight. Progress is not measured by perfection but by persistence. Action is the tool that converts knowledge, courage, habits, and resilience into outcomes that matter. Your life is defined by what you do, not by what you intend to do. Thoughts, feelings, and dreams are meaningless unless followed by decisive action. Every goal, every ambition, every breakthrough requires that you move forward, that you do what others are unwilling to do, that you persist when the world doubts you, and when your own mind questions your strength. Action transforms uncertainty into clarity, hesitation into momentum, and possibility into reality. The future belongs to those who act, and the present belongs to those who decide to move. Every step you take, no matter how small, is proof that you are choosing your life over stagnation, courage over fear, and growth over comfort. Action compounds with effort, focus, and persistence, creating results far beyond what you imagined possible. The life you desire, the success you seek, and the impact you want to make are waiting on the other side of consistent, deliberate action. Every second you hesitate is a second lost. Every choice to act is a vote for the person you are becoming. Your greatness, your purpose, and your fulfillment are not the result of chance. They are the result of relentless, intentional action. Do not wait. Do not doubt. Do not delay. Move. Decide. Act. The life you have dreamed of is created, one purposeful action at a time, and it starts the moment you choose to take the first step. Have you ever considered how much of your life is spent chasing approval, validation, and acceptance from others? How often you let the opinions, expectations, and judgments of people around you dictate your choices, limit your potential, or cloud your vision? Freedom and greatness are never found in the approval of others. They are found in authenticity, in standing firm in your values, in pursuing your path with courage regardless of what anyone else thinks. The moment you stop seeking validation, you reclaim your power. You step into your own authority, your own voice, and your own life. People will always have opinions. They will judge, doubt, criticize, and try to influence you to fit into their comfort zones. But no one can live your life for you. No one can feel your purpose, understand your vision, or bear the weight of your dreams. Every time you allow external validation to guide your actions, you give away control of your destiny. You surrender your freedom to someone else's perception. True confidence and unstoppable momentum come when you act from conviction, not from expectation. The life you want cannot be built to satisfy others. It must be built to satisfy your own potential and purpose. Authenticity requires courage. It demands that you honor your values, Trust your instincts and act in alignment with your vision even when it is unpopular, uncomfortable, or misunderstood. It requires you to silence the noise of comparison, the fear of judgment, and the pressure of conformity. Psychology shows that people who act authentically experience greater satisfaction, stronger relationships, and higher resilience. When you are aligned with yourself, your energy becomes magnetic, your decisions become clearer, and your progress becomes unstoppable. You stop wasting time trying to fit into molds that were never designed for you. Comparison is the enemy of fulfillment. Measuring yourself against others steals your joy, undermines your confidence, and distracts you from your path. Your journey is unique, your purpose is singular, and your potential is unmatched. When you focus on your growth, your discipline, and your actions, the world opens doors for you in ways that validation from others never could. Approval is temporary. Authenticity lasts. Impact lasts. Legacy lasts. The life you are capable of living begins when you stop trying to be someone else and start embracing the person you were meant to be. Your true power lies in self-trust. When you trust your decisions, your instincts, and your vision, you act with clarity, conviction, and momentum. You stop doubting yourself based on fleeting opinions. You stop second-guessing your path because of temporary criticism. Every decision becomes an expression of confidence, every action a reflection of courage, and every choice a statement of self-respect. People may disagree, misunderstand, or even oppose you, but their opinions cannot define your reality unless you allow them to. The moment you embrace authenticity, your energy changes. You no longer drain yourself trying to please everyone. You no longer dilute your ambition to fit someone else's expectations. You focus on what matters, act with integrity, and pursue your purpose relentlessly. Freedom comes not from approval, it comes from alignment. Strength comes not from agreement, it comes from conviction. Success comes not from popularity, it comes from relentless dedication to your own path. Every time you choose authenticity over validation, you strengthen your resilience, clarify your vision, and accelerate your growth. Every time you act from your own power rather than others' expectations, you reclaim a piece of your life that was previously given away. The world will always have opinions, but your life will only be extraordinary when you live it on your terms, unapologetically, and in full alignment with who you truly are.